opening statement, Coach Caldwell, and we'll go to questions. Coach.
Yeah, we didn't show up today. I think that was pretty clear from the very beginning of the game. I knew it in shoot around that it was going to be bad. It was going to be ugly. I didn't think it was going to be that ugly. They outworked us. They out-toughed us, start to finish.
Questions? We'll start with Rhea and then Cora.
Coach, what were you seeing that made you think that was going to happen? Because just it did not look like they ever fully engaged in the game.
I think prep leading up, people not wanting to play, not listening, having to go back to repeating ourselves. I mean, we were late to warm-ups. So things like that just were kind of a slap in the face of this was a game I knew we really needed to win. We talked about that. We talked about it's SEC night. You have to show up every single night and play. And I think their heads got a little bit big. They thought they'd beat them once and that they were going to be able to walk in the gym and beat them again, and they put it right to us.
Yesterday you had mentioned that you felt like practices were getting more consistent. They're kind of making strides there. Just why do you feel like maybe there was a disconnect between maybe that recent consistency and what you're just describing?
Yeah, I think the practice following our media is just listening, just the amount of lock-in. We were practicing fine. Obviously, we weren't missing as many shots as we did today, but it was just the amount of repeating, the amount of, all right, we're talking on the sideline, you're getting on the floor, you don't know what you're doing, we're not locked in, we're not focused.
We'll go next to Casey.
What do you think was the disconnect in guarding the 3-point line? Just anything that you would have liked to see to improve that?
Effort. I just don't think we got out there. They hit some tough shots. I don't think we got out there, and I think the major issue is we just got beasted on the inside.
Does it get any easier after this one? How do you make sure this doesn't snowball into the rest of your
very
stint?
well could. They have to make up their mind and fix it. We've been harping about rebounds. We had a bubble on the rim to where our practice guys haven't been able to make a shot. We've really focused on it, and until they see it's a problem and they see that it hurts us, it's going to continue to hurt us.
Go next to Ryan and Jack.
Do you feel like there was ever a point tonight where the team kind of completely left their foot off the gas and kind of just gave up at any point?
I don't know that we gave up. I don't think we ever showed up. And I think that there's a difference between that. I don't think that we ever had it. We were hyped and we looked great. I think Mia had some pump to her. I think Maya had some pump to her. But I don't think that there was ever any energy coming in for us to lose it.
You talked about wanting Talaysia more involved. She took 24 shots tonight.
Yeah.
Just did you like her shot selection and how she played on offense?
I mean, she should have made some more. I think she did a better job. She was getting to the rim. She was getting layups at the rim. None of us shot well at the rim tonight. But then we worked on counter moves all week. We didn't put those out there. But some of them were just straight line drives that didn't go in.
Go next to Cora.
Just how do you feel about where the guard rotation is right now, and what are you kind of seeing that's kind of led to the minute distribution tonight?
Yeah, I think foul trouble really hurts us, and then we have some players that we can trust to play with fouls, and some players that'll go in and play scared with fouls, and we're still learning that. I think, but that kind of goes into individuals being consistent in practice.
Obviously, you've been able to build a lot of momentum inside SEC play because of the effort and consistency in practice. I guess what leaves you most surprised that they were late to warm-ups, and as you say, you feel like they didn't necessarily show up maybe?
Yeah, I think I hadn't seen that version of them, and I told them this, and shooter, I have not seen this version of you in about 20, 25 days. And it started to creep back in. And again, it's my fault. I'm the coach. I can sit here and be frustrated all I want with them, but if I'm seeing it, it's my job to fix it, and obviously didn't fix it. But I don't know if it's just back to, okay, we've beat them once, we're going to beat them again, kind of what it felt like. And when you are in the SEC, we have some leaders that have been here before that should know that is never the case in this league.
Go to Tyler and then Casey.
Mia played just 7 minutes in the first half. Was that something that you were playing heading into this game?
No, she was in foul trouble.
I know rebounding was a huge focus coming into this one. Just what do you wish would have gone a little bit better on the boards?
Or we would have boxed out, or we would have crashed. Just anything. I mean, we really got out tough. We tried to run in transition before we ever got it, but we just didn't box out from the very beginning of the game. And it's on the whiteboard in red.
John and Cora.
Compared to the last time you felt like this, NC State, you've built a little bit of equity with what you're able to do in the SEC. Does that make you feel a little bit better about the team right now than maybe you did at the end of non-conference?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've all seen success. They all know that they can do it.
The things you're talking about with them not showing up or you're being late to warm-ups and just assuming they're going to beat them again, just do you feel like part of that stems from maybe not strong enough leadership that you're seeing, or just where do you feel?
Yeah, I would say, and again, leadership is me, top down. So it starts with me, and then it goes to whoever our leaders are, preferably the people that have been here before, have played under me before, that understand it, that have been through losses like this before. That's really important. But we have a couple people that have played at high levels that really understand that you have to show up every single night. And you have to, the great teams, they show up every night.
Maria.
Coach, what did you share with the team after the game? And I know there's no way yet to understand how they reacted to it. That will show up down the road. But what was your primary message to them after this game?
There was a lengthy list. And I'm not going to share all of it, but a lot of it's on the stat sheet. And a lot of it is how we act.
With leadership, you're at the top of it. So is there anything that you want to personally change moving forward to make sure a night like this doesn't happen again?
Yeah, I think that I should have done a better job of just cutting it. I'm going to be done repeating myself. I know you guys aren't locked in. We tried to get ahead of it and shoot around, but I think at that point in time it was too late.
Paige and then Caleb.
It seemed like you guys got open looks, especially on the layups, but ended, I think, 12 of 35 on layups. Yeah. I guess what's most frustrating about that, having the looks and it's just not going in, and it seems maybe struggled to find adjustments offensively.
Yeah, I don't think anyone went in there and missed a layup on purpose. And I think a lot of them were good drives. It was one-on-one drive at the rim. We went up strong. We didn't fade away from contact. We had some in the first half that were atrocious. We didn't hit the rim. But for the majority of them, they were pretty good drives. I would think that the more we share the ball and the later in the shot clock this team gets, the better we look. So it kind of varies play by play.
I know you talked earlier in the year about finding leaders for this team. You're entering February now. Are you surprised that this lack of leadership showed up like this?
I don't necessarily know that I'm surprised because, again, I think that comes from me. It's my job to raise them as leaders and have those conversations, and I don't think I've been doing a very good job at that. So a little bit disappointed that I felt like last year's team we learned this lesson. I think that there are people, again, that have played at levels that have learned this lesson, and the mindset today still wasn't 100% where it needed to be.
Jack.
Given Sunday's the trip to play number 1 UConn, given tonight, just how do you prepare for that, and how do you make sure the team's locked in for a big game like that?
Yeah, you got to fix us first. If it looks like it did today, it's because we're going to get ran out of the gym in the first quarter. And so we got to fix us first and then start our prep for them.
You said before this one that this is, there's going to be lessons to take beyond basketball from this game. Now that this game has been played, what lessons do you hope your players take from this one?
Yeah, I think kind of like Maria said, we won't know if it translates immediately. But I think the biggest lesson is how you do anything is how you do everything. And so how you take care of your body, how you show up, if you get shots up, if you watch film, if you're watching individual film, if you're putting in the work, if you're practicing as hard as you can every single day, it pays off or it doesn't.
Cora and Maria.
I know last year's team, you said, had drawn on the UConn matchup of they're playing something for bigger than themselves. Like, is that kind of a conversation you might have with this team going into it and maybe help kind of spark something?
Yeah, I think, again, tomorrow's going to be a lot about us, and then we'll get to that. But, yeah, it can't be about us. Anytime it's about us, it's terrible.
Maria.
I'm old enough to have remembered every Tennessee team doing this at some point. So I know there's sometimes a tendency to freak out among fan bases or other people at what you see. I mean, I'm reminded of a Pat Summitt team that played so poorly against Mississippi State that she marched them up to the top of the arena in the 300 level to show them where fans sit to watch them play, and they need to give more effort. I mean, the body language tonight, it showed that it was a team that was not engaged. How do you both address correcting it, but not also blowing it up to mean, that something is fundamentally wrong?
Yeah, I think I'm hopeful that they're mentally tough enough and strong enough and seen enough success that they won't take it there. I am going to be hard on them. I mean, and I don't blame them, but when you're sitting there and your fans are walking out and we don't have any response, we don't have anything. And again, it's not everyone. Some people did play with a little fire and a little passion, but that's just not who we have been. It's disappointing to take a step back. And so, I told them at the end of halfway through the second, maybe I need my team to show back up. Where's my team? Because this is the old team, and we can't continue to move like this.
Anything else going into Sunday's game? All right, thank you.